That was disturbingly remarkable. Hey yo, what's good? Welcome to The Gist with me, Jared. So I was able to see Oppenheimer twice this past weekend. First in IMAX and the second time in a standard format. I thought this film was incredible the first time, and the second time was even better. Oppenheimer just might be the movie of the year. To me, it's a must watch. If you're into a dramatized biographical flick, this movie might be right up your alley. But if you're really not interested in theatrical depictions of historical events or figures, then this movie might not be your cup of tea. But I still think you gotta give it at least one try. It's that good. Though be advised that the subject matter of J. Robert Oppenheimer and the creation of the atomic bomb may be tough for some to sit through. Surprisingly enough, I didn't really feel the 3-hour runtime of this movie. Typically, movies longer than 2.5 hours really weigh on me. But the pacing of Oppenheimer, for the most part, was executed very well. My eyes were glued to the big screen. I found that everything that was included in the movie to be necessary to understanding who Oppenheimer was and the situation surrounding the atomic bomb. It is certainly a lot to get through, but the way the movie is structured kept my attention the whole time. Be mindful of your food and beverage intake prior to the movie because there is no intermission whatsoever. You won't want to miss a beat for a bathroom break.
Why? Why? How about because this is the most important thing to ever happen in the history of the world?
The majority of the film is very tense and had me drawn to everything that was playing out. You're quickly going through different periods of Oppenheimer's life and the events surrounding the creation of the atomic bomb. There are times where it can be a bit hard to follow what's going on in a given part of history, but it's also riveting and requires you to pay a lot of attention. I like the storytelling mechanisms used and how it wrapped everything up by the end of the film. In my second round of watching Oppenheimer, I had an even better grasp on the story and the characters. The only time where I felt the movie slowed down a touch was during part of the third act. There's a portion of that section of the film that's a bit of an adjustment, especially in light of the first 2/3. But it doesn't take all that long to pick up and conclude this epic masterpiece of a film. In my second viewing of watching Oppenheimer, this was even less noticeable. The cinematography is phenomenal. I'm blown away by the shots that are included in this movie. The score definitely sets an ominous, eerie, and disturbing milieu that carries you throughout the rest of the movie. In a way, the music is a character itself.
5.
The performances are absolutely incredible. The cast is so star-studded. There are so many folks I recognized and enjoyed seeing in this movie that I had no idea were involved. That being said, there are a lot of characters. In my first time seeing this movie, I found it hard to keep track of who was who, outside of our main character of J. Robert Oppenheimer. Again, in my second viewing, I had a way better grasp on the story and the characters. Also, I couldn't identify a poor performance in the movie. From those who had less screen time to our mainstays, everyone was astonishing. Clear standouts to me are Robert Downey Jr. as Louis Strauss, Emily Blunt as Kitty Oppenheimer, Matt Damon gets an honorable mention for his portrayal as Lieutenant General Leslie Groves, and then obviously Cillian Murphy as J. Robert Oppenheimer himself. Cillian was exceptional at conveying the intelligence, arrogance, smugness, intensity, and burden Oppenheimer had. I liked the depiction of Oppenheimer as a tormented savant. He's a multi-layered, flawed character that Cillian Murphy did an outstanding job with. Another thing I really enjoyed in this movie was all of the one-liners.
You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And the world is not prepared.
There are many insightful, deep, philosophical, and ideological statements sprinkled throughout the movie. A lot of themes and ideas are explicitly and implicitly covered that still apply to our world today. It certainly caused me to be introspective to the impressive potential we human beings have to do great and horrible things. Outside of the previously mentioned challenges I had with the time jumps and sheer volume of characters in the film, I can't think of anything else that I didn't like about this movie. Even those nitpicks were alleviated my second time around. And that's the gist to my spoiler-free review of Oppenheimer. An unsettling, epic biopic that I think is a must-watch for the vast majority of folks. What did you think of Oppenheimer? How did you feel about the 3-hour runtime? Were you as impressed and blown away as I was with this film? Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll catch you next time on The Gist.